Hello everyone, I'm back with another video, and in today's video we'll be using a multitude level of concept in SQL to solve this question, which I think is a really good question for you guys, very important for interviews, style question, okay, taking into a lot of important concepts and put into this particular question, okay. So if you guys don't know about my channel or me, I make SQL videos, live solving the SQL questions, so it is easier for you to understand and what my approach is to solving these questions. And about myself, I have around 3 years experience working in data science, in this domain itself, okay, and I've been doing SQL for a very long time now. So I think SQL is the bedrock of data engineering or data analytics industry. So it is one of the most important skills that even in today's time and in the world of programming, ChatGPT, okay, SQL still holds a very powerful grip, okay, on the entire data industry. So yeah, that's the reason I do it. And let me go ahead and share my screen so we can start solving the question, and I'll also explain you what the question is and you can also solve. Let me first share my screen. This is my screen. Yes, this is the screen that I want to share. Okay. Yes. So I hope you guys can see my screen here. And yeah. So let me yeah. So, okay. So we are on the screen today, and what is the channel? Okay, what is the question is today? Okay. So the question is simple that write an SQL query to find the customers who have placed more than one order. Okay. Hear it out. Okay. Who have placed more than one order and a total purchase amount greater than 300 in the first quarter of 2024. Okay. Return the customer's name, the number of orders, and the total amount spent, and sorted by total amount in descending order. Understood? Okay, so this is the create and insert statement, okay, that I'm doing, okay, and also the expected output that we're looking for. And I'll post this in the comments in the description section. Okay, so try it out on your own, experiment it on your own, and try to solve it and try to solve the question. And this is the expected output, okay, and this is the table that we have here, okay. So what is the question asking us? So this question is basically saying that it wants us who all the customers who place more than one order, okay, who have placed more than one order, okay, and have a total amount purchased greater than 300 in the first quarter from January, okay. So there are two filtering to be done, okay, in yeah, mainly two filtering here. And there's one more filter which is of the year, of the months, which is January to March. So let me go ahead and write down and think about how would I solve this. Well, let me just, I'm not solving anything, I'm just gonna write, okay, select everything, and I'm gonna from orders table, okay, orders table. And okay, now what do we want here? So what is something that we want in the select statement? If you can observe the question, it is saying that, okay, we want customer name, okay. So I'm just gonna put customer name here. Customer name is what we want, okay. And another thing that we observed here is that is the what they want is the first quarter of 2024, okay. So when they say that we want it to be in between this time zone, okay, you have to understand the first thing that you should strike in your brain is that is using where statement in here, okay. So I'm going to use where in here, which I'm going to say that where order date, okay, between this is a very good logic to understand. Most people don't know about it. So if you want to find between like any between any two of the values, so you have to use the syntax between, and this one I'll show you, 01 and 2024 0331. So here is a very important clause. So here if you want it, you have to put this way, and this is thing. So let me just run this and see if it's running, okay. So it's giving us certain data, which is that, okay, we want it to be only between this. So let me see. Yes, okay. So as the data you observe in here, the data only has in March only, but if it was, let's say the data was also had from, something in April, May, June, it would have removed it. But as we know that the data itself is designed such a way that we only have till three of the where statement not affecting. But it is important that you put in where statement because this is a important requirement as they want it to be only in the first quarter of 2024. Now, another thing that you have to understand is, okay, Now, what is the next to be used? So I know for a fact that they are usually counting. Okay, so when somebody is doing aggregation, the first thing that you should even think is that, I mean, there is aggregation is happening. Not what how is aggregation happen, but there is aggregation happening. So if I know aggregation happening, I know that I have to use a group by function here straight off. There's no thinking to be even done, and I'll think about what aggregation to be done later on. Okay, now, what is aggregation happening? So you observe one thing. There is something called as orders. Okay, somebody is counting the number of orders. Okay, so something if is getting counted, what does it mean? So I have to use a count function here. So I'm going to put count everything as num orders. Okay, num orders. And when there is total spent, so what does total spend mean? Total spend means there is something called aggregation happening, which is called as sum. So I'm going to put sum and total spent. The sum of amount, sorry. The name is amount, right? Okay, let me check. Sum amount, yeah. So I'm going to sum amount as total spent. Okay, let's see if this runs or not. Okay. Now, if I have done this thing which is important. Okay. Now, I think we are getting the output till now, but there is still a requirement that needs to be fulfilled. Okay. If you remember the question, what did it say? It says that it should be placed more than one order. So if it's more than one order, then David is not allowed in here, and the total purchase should be greater than $300. And another thing would be Charlie would not be allowed here. So how do I remove it? And there is another thing. So you cannot use where statement here because you're using a group by here. So I have a very easy method to do it. I'm going to use having here as a filtering mechanism. I'm going to having count everything should be more than one. Now if I do this, David would be kicked off. So David has removed. And now another thing I want is I want the sum amount should be greater than what? 300. Is it over? Yes, I think it matters. I think it is getting the output that we really wanted. Now, but there's another problem in here that is happening. What is the problem? Is that if you read the question clearly, and if you read it, and this is very important in most interviews, okay, that they check whether you have finished the question completely or not, whether you have understood the entire question or not, which is and the total amount spent sorted by the total amount in descending order. So they expect the output to be in a descending in a manner. So despite you might have that, okay, you have this, okay, it is already in a way, so you can see the total amount descending order, it is already in a way which is in descending, but you have to specify it. What if it was not a situation? Here it is giving above because Alice is comes before. That's the reason, SQL is ranking. But let's say it was something like somebody's name started with Y, then this would have been B would have been above. So it's important that you understand that, okay, it's important that you do this. So despite it did not affect it, but it's really important that you solve this question in this way. So that was the question for you guys. The question was pretty good. Use a lot of logic, a lot of filtering, particularly 3 or 4 filtering happened in here. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this question. If you enjoyed it, I really appreciate if you could like it for like you could give 5 likes for this video. It does not hurt you, but it helps me, it keeps me motivated to run this channel. Sometimes I get demotivated because I feel that okay, this is not working out or it's not really worth it to even do it. Sometimes I feel, but if you subscribe, if you let your friends know about it, it really helped me. So thank you for watching the video till then. Have a great day. Thank you. Take care. Good night.